Sondcloud-Skyzone.Society.
Yo, what's going on, my peoples out there in the zone land? You know what you tapped into if you tapped in. This is the Zone Sports Podcast. I'm half of your host, your boy Big V, or Big V Sky Zone, however you know me. You know what I mean? I'm here with my other co-host, you know what I mean? You see my guy over there if you on the YouTube. If not, you hear the
Yeah,
voice on the SoundCloud, man. What's going on?
this is the worst half of the co-host. You can call me Corey. People call me Cool C. I'm fired up. You can call me Hot C for all I give a damn.
Oh, he
The name is
fired
spelled
up.
the name is spelled for you in the back. Crey Cool C. C double O. What the hell? What the hell? And what the hell, Big V? This is. Yeah, man. This is
Yeah.
tough shit, man.
This was
Yeah.
the tough week in sports, you know what I mean? Just a little something, you know what I mean? We got some topics we're gonna discuss. We're gonna get right into it, but before that, let me let you know who the sports podcast is brought to you by my brand, Sky Zone Society. Make sure you shopping at
Word.
skyzonesociety.bigcartel.com. Go get the fire hoodies over there. You know what I mean? Go get the tees. Go get the hats, the candles. We got everything over there for your fall and winter needs or whatever else. You know what I mean? Corey, man,
Word.
how your week been, man? How have you been
Well,
during this week, man?
when we do these openers, as far as like a recap of the week, I always like to start off with positivity. And you know, I'm I'm gonna give you some positivity. I'm
Okay.
alive. Okay, that helps. I'm alive. I actually had a few close members of my family get COVID. They're
Mm,
vaccinated, so it's all good. Luckily,
okay,
they was
good.
vaccinated. Jokes aside, definitely got a lot to be thankful for on that front. And that they heeded the warning of getting vaccine shots, boosters,
Absolutely.
everything else, whatever. So now
Absolutely.
that jokes aside, that's good. Health's good, jobs good, sports, but hey, man, I'm breathing. We're able to be here on this podcast to talk and actually exchange words and pleasantries. So that's the positive, Big V. Now, I hope you're excited about that positivity that I just rambled off, because that's pretty much all I got. The rest of it's pretty much going to be a doozy. But enough about Grumpy Corey, Grumpy Cool C. How your week, man? Please tell me your week has just been phenomenal. I would love to hear that.
I would definitely say, man, it's been all right. You know what I mean? It's been okay. You know what I mean? Just been working out, doing the you know what I mean, working on some music behind the scene,
Yeah,
still working on the web series and a couple of other things, man. Just cooking up, you know what I mean? So my week just been
yeah,
full of just, basically just cooking up. You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
cooking up.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what wasn't really cooked up though. That Colts versus 49ers game was not really cooked up. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get right into
Oh,
it because as you know, or if you don't know, if you're a first time listener of this pod, I am a huge Colts fan. My co-host over there is a huge 49ers fan. If you can see him right now on YouTube, he has on all his 49ers attire. He got on the throwback Dion, you know what I mean? All that. So yes, we were definitely tapped into Sunday's night's game. And let me tell y'all, man, if you missed it or if you didn't miss it, this was one of the most horrible games I have ever seen in my entire life, Corey. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all, man, they say that, rain makes for good football weather. I have to disagree. Man, let me tell y'all,
absolutely.
it poured down the entire Colts versus 49ers Sunday night football game to the point where it was almost unbearable to watch from my home, Corey. It
Oh,
was terrible. I mean, quarterbacks dropping back, dropping the ball, receivers can't catch. Uh, uh,
can't
uh,
hold on to it.
oh my
I
God,
mean,
oh my, what? I'm gonna tell you, this is the most horrible game I've at least seen this entire season through week 7 or whatever week we in right now. Man, it was
yeah,
terrible. Man, Carson Wentz, my quarterback, he threw for like 2 touchdowns, 150 yards. So fucking
yeah,
what? I don't care what he threw for. The game was terrible. That is my take on the entire game. It was terrible on both sides. Corey, it looked like two last place teams facing each other.
Yeah.
It looked like Corey. Garoppolo was horrible. I don't know if he's 100% healed. I don't know what is going on. Matter of fact, you know what? Everybody gets to pass that game just because of weather. Just because of weather. And nobody was at their best. Nobody. Neither team was at their best. Nobody. Horrible game, Corey. On both sides. That's all I got. What you got, man?
All right. Let me start my diatribe by saying this. I got off work 5 o'clock Friday. You know, the whole Friday night just got paid. You know, you familiar with that song?
Well, you know what? Let me stop you right there, because since you're gonna set it up that way, I have to tell you why I'm so fired up about how sorry that game was. Corey, you know we talked about the game on the podcast. How me and you was gonna be setting up, couldn't wait for it. It was gonna be good. Corey, man, let me tell you, that Sunday I got up, man, got all my stuff out of the way. Not that I had much. I cooked on the grill. I was sitting back with, I'm texting you, sitting back with a plate of some ribs, hot dog, my salad over here, my water right here. I'm with my ranch on the plate. I'm fired up. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man.
You know, so got off work Friday. And normally Fridays are light days, you know, from a societal standpoint. Cats is happy. Just generally, you made it to the weekend. And that's where I was at, Big V. And we're going to get into this later. I ain't going to get into all this right now. But, you know, as you know, we're Lakers fans. Friday night game was horrible. And, you know, I'm watching the 49ers game and the Lakers play against Memphis on Sunday. So my weekend already from a sports standpoint just got kicked off not good at all, right? And so leading up to the game, Big V, you know, they're talking about a bomb. I said, a who? A bomb. A bomb cyclone. Now, Big V, I'm no meteorologist by a long stretch, but I'm like, what is that? And it's like, oh, it's going to impact the 49ers game tonight. And I said, well, what? It's a bomb. Nobody should. No. It's a bomb cyclone. It's a weather term. And so I Googled it. And I'm like, okay, well, what is it? Oh, it's a lot of rain. Right? It's football. You play in the rain. No, like, I'm going into this game before when the pre-show on NBC starts around like 7. And so I turned to it by 7, Big V, and it may have been around 7:05, maybe quarter after Big V. And they go out to Levi Stadium where the 49ers play, and they showed a overhead view, a side view, a low view, an on-top view, a sideways view. And I said, honestly, that game should have been canceled. It was that bad. And so I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, like this cannot be happening. This cannot be life. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, yo, that's some X and O's. Our running game, you know, we're pretty much plug and play at the running game as the 49ers, and we're okay. This is really going to come down to an attrition of who got the better running game. Because it is no way that there's going to be a lot of passing going on. But as my wife would say, Corey, you don't know nothing about sports. And you know what, wife? You're right. Hold on. Because Big V,
as my wife would
say, Big V, I look at the 49ers and the Colts' first possession, respectively. And I see the ball just getting thrown. And I say, what? For what? And I'm like, Jimmy G bombs it in a good way. I'm like, holy smoke. Like, wait a minute. Because I'm no athlete. They said that they had a grand total of 24 balls. And I think an additional 6 for the kickers due to just how much you just got to just wipe the ball and clean it and stuff like that. And so I'm like, whoa. He throws Jimmy G throws a Deebo Samuel. I'm like, what? Like this is. I'm like, uh-oh. I said, uh-oh. I'm about to feel bad for Big Vito Corleone and his coach. I'm like, screw the Lakers game at this point. I got that on the iPad. I'm not even making that. Ain't even making a big screen in the house. And so I'm excited, Big V, and we score. And I'm excited. Y'all get the ball, and I'm like, okay, well. This is going to be that type of game. But then Carson Wentz, he starts throwing. I'm like, how? How? Because I'm like, well, we got Deebo Samuel. Ayuk hasn't really been good this season. And I'm like, I'm kind of like, And then they show previews of your guy, one of the illest. I want to say he plays corner, Xavier Rose. I can't remember if he's corner or safety.
Yep.
And Big Vito, they show pregame of this man, this half man, half amazing guy, who I'm like, man, I didn't even know he was still in the league, to really be honest with you. I don't know how old he is. I might got him confused with somebody else for all I know. Big Vito, they said this man was limping. And not only did they say that he was limping during pregame, they showed him limping towards pregame. So I'm like, oh, we need to tag this motherfucker all night long, pause, okay? We need to get that. And then next thing you know, get an interception. I'm like, wait a minute, stop, time out. Again, the theme for this game, Big V, is how? That football, Big V, has got to be as heavy as a brick. How is he picking that off? I'm yelling, I'm sorry. So I'm like, okay, well, Xavier Rose, he's good. But then they show some stats of, if I'm not mistaken, a few other defensive guys of where he's at on par for this season. Big V, they said this man is on par for close to 10 to 12 interceptions.
Absolutely.
For this season. And I said, wait a minute. How? He was limping pre-game. He was limping during the game. So I'm like, okay, stats. That's cool, whatever. And then I see another drive where we fumble. Actually, a few people on both teams, fumbled. And again, the conditions call for such. I'm like, okay, well, the passing game initially was working for us quite well. We couldn't run it to save our lives at all. The 49ers stunk when it came to running. And for whatever reason, we got away, and I get it with the pick, Xavier Rhodes and all that. Like, I get all that. We went away from the passing game. Like, we barely did any play action, anything like that. And for the next 2.5 quarters, we just kept running. I get it. The condition, it calls for such. And then to the fourth quarter, we started throwing again. We had success. And you text me, and I'm paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure I got it about close to accurate, as you would say. Corey, in my Big Vito voice, the Colts are going to cope. And I text you back immediately. And I said, the Colts may cope. But, hey, Jimmy G is going to give you a chance. He might give you a few chances. And lo and behold, what the hell, that's exactly what happened at the end of the fourth quarter. We had a crucial fumble by Deebo Samuel, and we had a pick by Jimmy G. Ta-da! I know my guy so well. And so, I get emotional because I actually thought that was a game we should have won, even given the circumstances.
Absolutely.
I truly, in my heart, was like, when you go against certain teams, you know that if we pull this out, we're going to be lucky. But then there's certain teams you go against where it's like, this could be a 50-50, right? And then there's some teams you go against where you know you should be. Now, all due respect, I had y'all in the 50-50 category of given the circumstances with our injuries and given the kind of the unsureness with Carson Wentz and what can and can't happen, and the wide receivers are kind of banged up. I think y'all had some corners, a corner that was either out
And
or
we have our whole man. Half of our secondary is out.
right. So that's what allowed me to emotionally say, "Hey, we can win this thing."
That's what allowed me to emotionally say, "This is going to be a hell of a game." This is two evenly matched teams, man. Y'all banged up, we banged up. Let's get it.
And Big V, we talked about this in the last podcast leading up to this game. We said that this game will be competitive, but it could potentially be competitive for all the wrong reasons. The slug bowl fest that nobody really wants to see. And that's exactly what it was. It really was. I give the Colts all the credit in the world. Y'all took advantage of us. We played like crap. Should the game have been played? Look, it's football. I don't want to start. You play in the rain. We played in a monsoon bowl against Washington football team a few years ago. So I'm not. That's the second time I've seen that. Like in the past 3 years, y'all deserve to win the game. I think what's more disheartening, as we brought up during the last podcast, where it's like you highlight the wins, the losses, where I'm more like game flow. And the game flow of the 49ers is this. I have no idea what we are. I have no idea what our identity is. I don't know. And I get it. Injuries. I get it. Jimmy G, was coming off the injury. Could that have affected the game? Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, no question. But even moving forward, I don't know what we're going to do with like, is Trey Lance going to start? Is Jimmy G the guy moving forward? Or are we going to run a platoon system with these guys? Like, it's like about to be week 8. And I sit here and I watch every single snap of the 49ers. And I cannot tell you what we are, at least from an offensive standpoint. Injury or no injury. And that's the part of a 49ers fan that is extremely disheartening. We don't know what we are. I'm not 100% sure we know what we want to be. I'm thinking Shanahan is hoping to catch lightning in the bottle with Trey Lance, but, can't really do anything if he's getting hurt, because I'm like this, and I'll wrap. The thing is that we're not a Super Bowl team. We're not, right? And so if we make the playoffs, we ain't no playoff team, but let's just say hypothetically we make the playoffs. I will be shocked. I'm at the point now where, we're almost midway through the season, being in 18 weeks, almost midway. If we know that we're not going to be a Super Bowl team, I get it. You don't want to concede this early in the season. We need to, obviously, health, being all well and dandy. We need to just go ahead and throw Trey Lance in there and start letting him take his lumps so we could be better for next year. If not, then we need to ride with Jimmy G. We don't know who our starting quarterback is going to be week in and week out, and that is problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't know, buddy. It's tough.
I'm right there with you. You know how I feel about my team. We're not making the playoffs this year. We'll be sitting right home with y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be sitting right home with y'all watching the playoffs. You know what I mean, from the comfort of our own home as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I horrible game.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I don't care if we won or not. A horrible game.
Yeah.
And Corey, you know how I knew. Let me explain my emotions real quick, and we'll go to the next topic. Much like you, when y'all scored, I said, Colts gonna cope. First play, Colts gonna cope. But you know what gave me a glimmer of light, and I knew it was gonna be a shitty game? When y'all missed the extra point.
Oh,
I said, my God. It's too early to be missing extra points. This game is gonna be shitty as hell. I already know. And guess what? It was, man. And speaking of shitty,
man.
It really pains me to even have to even discuss this shit, Corey. It's embarrassing for me to even have to discuss this shit, Corey. You know, I added this topic to the notes at the last minute.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to get into it for the sake of my Laker ego.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get into it because I know there's people out there that's just waiting for us to fail. I get it. And I know we were the laughing stock and we were the hashtag of Twitter that evening. I get it.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what I'm
God.
talking about, all my zoners out there. If you were watching the Laker game against Golden State a few days ago, you might have noticed Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard going at it on the bench. Heated argument. Anthony Davis looked like he might have had his hand almost around Dwight's throat. I don't know. Yes, this was during the game. If you, oh man, yes, during the game, ladies and gentlemen. If you're wondering, this wasn't after the game. This wasn't in the locker room. This was dead first quarter in front of the crowd, as well as the opposing team, the refs, the janitors, and everybody else that was in attendance. How fucking embarrassing, Corey. Not only that, and I'm gonna just say some funny shit, right? Like I said, that happened a couple of days ago, right? And I still don't know why Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard got into this heated argument or whatever the fuck was going on the sideline. But let me tell you some funny shit, right? That night was the inductee of the 75 greatest players of the NBA, right?
Yes.
People were saying online that Dwight was over there getting into it with AD because Dwight didn't make the 75 players. Anthony Davis did.
I've heard that. I heard that.
That's just
which I disagree with, by the way. I'm very surprised he didn't make the top 75. But
hold up. Oh, no. Whoa. We get ready to get into that right now. Fuck the Lakers. Fuck the Lakers and all. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, AD and Dwight Howard got into it on the sideline. We ain't heard much about it. AD said everything is fine, and they're moving on. Embarrassing for the Lakers, whatever. We're gonna get into this conversation because whoa. I want to read you a tweet. Hold on. I have to read y'all this tweet, right? Because this is an important tweet that I want to read. This is very important. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. I quote, I'm going to keep it G. I don't know why y'all think Dwight Howard should have been on the top 75 list, especially since Ginobili and Bernard King didn't make it. Y'all know who said that, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the zone land? Do you know who said that, Corey? You know who tweeted that, Corey?
I have no idea who said that.
I tweeted it, nigga. I tweeted it. Yes, Dwight Howard should not be in the top 75 list. Are you shitting me right now? Yo, I've been seeing all you people out there talking about Dwight should have been on there. All the critics and all the people on TV that do this shit for real, supposed to be analysts and all that bullshit. Talking about, yo, Dwight should be on there. Dwight got snubbed. Get the fuck out of here. Dwight ain't get snubbed. No, Dwight did not get snubbed. Dwight did not get snubbed. Are you telling me Dwight should have been on there?
No way. That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
You telling me Dwight should have been on there?
That's what I said. No
Absolutely
stuttering.
not. Absolutely
No
not.
stuttering.
Let me tell you
No
something, man.
stuttering.
Get the hell out of here, Corey. Yo, let me tell you
No
something,
way.
yo. Let me tell you something. Dwight should have been on there if it was a top 75 cancerous player list. Because that's what the fuck he's been. He's been a cancer everywhere he's been. Orlando, do you remember how he did your boy Van Gundy down there? And almost got Van Gundy fired basically on Dwight's way out? Do you remember that? Do you remember how he couldn't get it done out there in LA with the Black Mamba? Do you remember how the fuck you not get it done with the Black Mamba? Let's talk about that. You was over there stinking up the joint like you never played fucking basketball before on side of the Black Mamba. And you was getting mad because the Black Mamba was pushing your hoe ass. What are you talking about right now? Top 75 cancer everywhere he went. And what's the other teams he played for? Where has he been? Did he go to the Rockets?
So yeah, he played for the Rockets, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington, and Philly.
Trash. He's been trash everywhere he been except his second stint in LA when he act like he had some goddamn sense. Other than that nigga been a fucking cancer. What has he done to be in the top 75 list? He ain't even got one chip. Everybody on that list there, nigga, got a chip. Robert Parrish, you know what I mean? Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? Who else you want? Shaquille O'Neal.
Bro, he got a ship with us. Whoa, stop.
Oh, he got
2 years ago.
I forgot.
You don't have a ship, and I just told you he had a ship. You gotta stop that. You gotta stop that.
You know what? You
gotta stop that.
You know what? That's his highlight of his whole fucking career. And guess what? He's at the tail end. Let me tell you something. When they shipped your ass to Charlotte back then, when he was playing for Charlotte, you were left to die. Charlotte was like Minnesota out this bitch. When you go, my nigga, sorry, Minnesota. Charlotte was like Sacramento more than likely. When you go, we never hear from you no more. You're going to die. No, top 100, I may give you. Absolutely, Dwight's in the top 100 players. He was one of the best big man of his era. I will say that. But let us not forget that, he didn't win no playoffs game with Orlando. He didn't bring no chip there when he was the man. You shitting me right now? No, nigga.
Yeah, I got to correct you again. Just let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're done so I can run it.
I'm going to wrap it up right here, bro. You're out of your mind if you think Dwight Howard is supposed to be in the top fucking 75 players of the NBA without Manu Ginobili ain't even on there. Manu Ginobili over Manu Ginobili. The man who was giving Kobe fits. The man who was part of Tim Duncan's legacy. And you want to top 7? Bernard, don't even get me started on Bernard King. I'm not even going to do it because you know basketball, Corey. And Bernard King ain't on that list. And you telling me that if Bernard King on there, Dwight Howard need to be on there? You telling me if Ginobili ain't on there, he need to be on there? I can't do it, bro. Go ahead, man. I can't do it.
The issue with people of your ilk, yes, you people, is that y'all hate this man. Y'all hate him. And the fuel of the hatred blinds you. Now, here's the deal. I don't necessarily like Dwight Howard either, right? I agree with you that he could be cancerous or has been cancerous to teams. I agree with you on that. But I can sit right up here and say the same thing about Terrell Owens in the NFL, okay? Do you like Terrell Owens? Is he an asshole? Is he a jerk? Yes. But let me tell you something. And first of all, I do agree with you that Bernard King should be on the list. Now, even though he was before my time, I know enough about Bernard King to know that he should have been on that list. Now, I know it now, and I can't really get into, okay, if you're going to put this one guy up, who you going to take off, because there's too many old school cats that predates us for me to give that a valid deal. We talked about this before. I can only go from like 87, 88 to now.
Right.
But let's read out some stats. Big Vito Corleone, a.k.a. certified Dwight Howard hater. Okay?
Listen. I do not hate Dwight. I want to put that out.
You hate him.
No,
You hate the ground he
let,
walks on.
let me
You
tell you
can't
something.
say, you wish he would just go somewhere in the bushes and stay hidden there for the next 48,000 years. I'm yelling.
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, dude.
I was so excited when he was on his first stint to LA. I remember going around. I was at work when I got the news he was going to LA. I was running around UPS hollering, talking about we about to get 3 and 4 championships. We didn't even sniff one.
Yeah. You know, I agree with you on that, and we could touch back on that in a second. I want to read out some stats.
Okay.
Because NBA champion with our Lakers 2 years ago. So, because I know you're not one of them people who just think that the bubble was a paper championship.
Absolutely,
so we're going to honor that championship. We're going to honor that.
Absolutely.
And we're going to honor that. We're going to honor that because Dwight Howard played a good part in that ship.
1,000%.
Now, let's keep going. 8-time NBA All-Star from 2007 to 2014. 5-time NBA All-NBA first team from 08 to 2012. 2014, second NBA All-NBA second team, and he's a 2-time third team. We got Big V, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 3 years in a row, Big V. We got a 4-time NBA All-Defensive first team, Big V. First team, not second, not third, not for this. First team, Big V. All right. We also got, he made the second team back in 08. But let's talk about that. This is what you guys like, you Westbrook disciples. We like this stuff, right? Let's talk about you guys. That's what I'm surprised. I'm really surprised you have this attitude, Big V. This man is a 5-time NBA rebounding leader from 08 to 2010 to 2012, 2013. Oh, but Big V, we're not done. We're not done. This man is a 2-time NBA blocks leader from 2009 and 2010. But Big V. Now, you say that he didn't get a ship in Orlando. I agree with you. He did not get a ship in Orlando. No problem. But why didn't he get a ship? He didn't get a ship because he ran against our Lakers, who kicked their hell parts back in what was it, 09 to 2010, whichever year it was. That's why this man didn't get a ship, Big V. Big V, this man carried the Orlando Magic and a bunch of nobodies to the finals that year. Okay? I'm sorry. Again, I would digress. I don't like the mother father either. I don't. I think that the criticism of him is extremely fair. It is 110% fair. I think had he taken the game even more seriously, he would probably be Shaq 2.0. He did not do that.
1,000%.
I agree that he is a lot a bit too goofy for my taste. I cannot agree with you more. Now, Shaq would have those lovable teddy bear goofy moments too, but he backed it up a heck of a lot better than Dwight Howard did. And I do agree that he never really realized his potential, especially during his prime, right? No arguments up there. But to say that this man is not on the top 75, I think that you can make an argument that there was a snub. And if you want to get into, well, maybe he wasn't a team leader this, that, and the third. The thing is with these lists, we don't even know the quantifiers for it. We have no idea what they are. So if you want to say he shouldn't have made it because he's a jerk, then that's fine. But whatever list that the NFL is going to have of jerks and people not being great locker room people, then T.O., who's my guy, by the way, needs to come off of that as well. You could name that for a lot of people. That does not take away from the fact this man was talented. He was good. He was great. Okay? Should have made the top 25. I plead my case.
Corey, get the hell out of here. Let me tell you, man. You're not good. Did you just compare Dwight Howard to Terrell Owens? Are you shitting me right now, Corey?
That's what I just did.
Please stop it. Let me tell you something, Corey.
Was T.O. a cancer to every team he played for?
Absolutely not. No. No, absolutely
Really?
not. Absolutely,
Okay.
no
Okay.
way. Let me tell you something, man.
Okay.
Being misunderstood and being a cancer are two totally different things. T.O. was misunderstood. T.O. wanted to win. And if we keep it in the buck, T.O. was one of the first people with the Mamba mentality. Are you shitting me right now? Oh,
No
are you
way.
shit? Oh,
No,
yo,
no, no way.
I can't do this. I
No
can't do
way.
this. Corey, do
No
you
way.
not, Corey, let me tell you something, man. If we keep it in the buck, Terrell Owens was one of them players like Shaq. He played with you off the field. He did the funny shit in the press. He did the sit-ups without no shirt on in this driveway and all that crazy shit. But guess what he did on the field? He whooped everybody's ass. No corner could fuck with him. No corner. I can give you 1,000 people that Dwight couldn't fuck with. And by the way, did Tracy McGrady make that list? I wait.
Did he make? I don't know if he made the list. I don't know. I don't have it up in front of me. Did he?
Let me tell you something. If Tracy McGrady isn't on that list, Dwight Howard should even be close to it.
I disagree again.
Yeah, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Tracy McGrady never got out the second round. He never got out the second round, bro, in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you something.
Dwight Howard got his team to the finals. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you something.
T-Mac never got out the second round, bro.
Let me tell you something,
man. What are you
talking? Are you telling me Tracy McGrady's legacy isn't bigger than Dwight's? Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not saying that.
Are you kidding me? Off the eye test.
I can make the better argument that Dwight Howard should be on the 75 over T-Mac.
Oh, hell no. Yeah. Fuck no. Oh,
he got his team to the finals, bro.
Dude,
I don't get his team to the finals.
Listen, I don't give a fuck.
I
don't listen, man. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck if he got his team to the finals, dude. Off the eye test,
so that don't matter now.
Off the eye test alone, McGrady. Off the eye test alone, McGrady's legacy is way better than Dwight's. And I'm telling you, if I'm looking at this list, and these two people have to be on the list, it's a no-brainer. I'm throwing Dwight off and putting McGrady. No-brainer. No-brainer, dude. No-brainer. Top 100 players, I give you Dwight on that. Top 75 and Klay Thompson ain't on there, I quit.
Well, I agree that Klay Thompson should have been up there. Now, you want to talk about a killer snub, that's that. But we need for you to be honest, Big V. I'm being honest. The zone land, I'm going to fight for them. And I'm going to ask you a simple question.
What?
And really, Big Vito, all they really deserves is a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Do you hate Dwight Howard?
No. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I can call Killer TV right now. He will tell you I do not hate Dwight. I put Dwight as a piece of us winning that chip and a big part of what we're gonna do this year. So shout out to Dwight. I just don't think you top 75 players. Top 100, absolutely. Top 75, no way.
No. Man. I just never thought. Now let me since we got side still, let me go real quick over the Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard, your boy. Okay, so the thing is that what I recall hearing is that Dwight Howard came in and done a stupid foul immediately. Like we just got finished shooting the technical. And he does a dumb foul for whoever. It might have been Chris Paul, I believe, to shoot for another three. AD is pissed. Rightfully so. I'm pissed. Rightfully so.
Yeah, me too.
And so Anthony Davis is trying to get this guy's attention. Dwight Howard is basically ignoring this guy. He's walking off. He's walking off like, yo. Now, according to Stephen A. Smith on First Take, when they was talking in the heat of the moment, on the bench, Dwight Howard was kept saying, according to Stephen A. on First Take, not on camera, bro. Not on camera. Now, there's a few quick, I know we got to move forward real quick, so I'll hurry up. But, it is real easy to point the finger at Dwight Howard as being the agitator of that particular thing. But here's what I want to break down real quickly is that there's been questions about Anthony Davis being a quote unquote leader or co-leader for the Lakers. It's almost like, media, us, whoever, push him. Now get some dog opinion, man. Get some dog opinion. And so, all right, I'm guessing that AD finally got a little bit of dog up in him, right? It's like, yo, I'm gonna confront this, and I'm going to confront it right now. Well, the issue is that will probably work on a player that's younger than you, like a Malik Monk, a Bazemore, the Reeves guy that's there. But if I'm a veteran and I've been in the league longer than you, and I played with you during that 2020, where you was basically quiet as a church mouse, where people got to nudge you, and then now all of a sudden you trying to pull the whole knuckle if you buck right now on me, on this one particular incident, I'm siding with Dwight Howard, because here's what I looked at. I looked at that Dwight Howard was sitting down. Anthony Davis was over him. Okay, fine. It's a close spot. I got you on that. But then Dwight gets up. Now I don't know what's getting ready to happen when Dwight gets up. I see Anthony Davis grab his head. Like, no. You ain't about to be touching me, Playboy. Now, what I do know is this: whether it's you, anybody else, when you're trying to get their attention and they're being quiet, you kind of got to leave that alone. I think Anthony Davis' intent was good, but that's something you could pull with a Malik Monk, or somebody like that. You can't pull it. Dude, I was with you 2 years ago. What are you talking about? Oh no, now you. I mean, could you imagine, Big P? Just imagine you working a 9 to 5, and you got somebody that's just quiet, don't halfway say nothing, and then the boss man comes down and says, "We need you to be more a leader. We need you to be more assertive." The next thing you know, I'm asking you about, hey, well, you need to make sure you're doing this. Hey, I'm talking to you. Who are you talking to? You don't like this. Because see, the thing is, Big Lee, had AD came in like that, which is what we wanted him to do, I think it would. I think that incident would have probably never even happened, because it's like, okay, this is how it is. Like, LeBron, even though he's not a barker, I think Tom Brady's probably a better example. Like, you're going to get bought that by Tom Brady. Like, he's been like that from jump.
Kobe.
AD was like that from
Kobe's
jump.
the perfect example.
No question. And Kobe. You know that from jump. AD ain't like that, bro. So I get it. It's unfortunate circumstances, and that just added to my Friday just being completely just jacked.
Yeah, we end up losing the fucking game after that too. Not to me.
Horrible.
You know what I mean?
Horrible.
Like,
horrible, man.
Like we need anything else placed on our backs. You know what I mean? Oh my god, man. Moving on, man. Yo, I got some news for all my sneaker heads out there, man. Oh my god, yo. This is some unbelievable stuff that I'm about to tell y'all about. You know what I mean? I don't know if all my peoples out there in the zone land are tapped into the sneaker world like I am. I think Corey is tapped in a little bit too as well. He know what's going on out here. You know what I mean? Yo, I know, my sneaker heads out there. I know I know y'all be in line. I know we be in line paying, 150, 300, what have you, for the latest and greatest of what we want. But can you imagine spending $1.47 million on a sneaker? My zoners out there, let me tell y'all what happened, right? Some Jordan Game 1 sneakers have been sold for $1.47 million. I want to read y'all something, man. Because this is crazy, right? I can't even imagine, right? Before, I just want to put something in perspective, right? Before that, the highest sold Jordan happened back in August 2020. Corey, 615 grand. I want to read y'all something, right? The ones that have just been sold for $1.47 million. I'm gonna give y'all some background on that, right? So the sneakers were designed by Nike Air Force One creator Bruce Kilgore. According to Sneaker Rumors, when Jordan signed with Nike back in 1984, the Air Jordan 1A, set to be his signature shoe, were not ready. So the company went with airships. The NBA said because the sneaker had so much color, they violated the uniform clause. Let me tell y'all something, man.
I remember that. Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that story. I hadn't even heard of airships until this story came out, Corey. I had no idea
Yeah.
about the Dikes not being ready for MJ. I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had no history about this history. So
Yeah.
I looked up the airships, right? Because they said that the NBA said the sneakers had so much color they violate the uniform clause. Corey, I looked
Yeah.
up the airships, and if you out there, look up the airships, please. Look up airships. You can Google them. Corey, what the fuck was the NBA talking about? How the fuck did that sneaker violate anything? Like y'all looked it up, thinking I'm gonna see something crazy, some crazy like neon colors. They were basic black and red sneakers. Some of them just basic white with the red check. Yo, what the fuck was the NBA talking about? Those sneakers went perfectly with the boys' uniform, Corey. What are they talking about?
More.
Oh my god!
Real quick, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. I saw a documentary on the history of the Jordan shoes, and that's how I know a little bit of what you're talking about, where it says that the originals violated the uniform policy, and I'm like, well, either your uniform policy is ridiculous or you need to change it. Like I missed that, but I remember hearing that. I was just like, what?
And you know what threw me off too? Think about in today's game. You got guys wearing different color sneakers. Like one may be lime green, one may be pink for breast cancer, and he's playing on the fucking. He's playing on the fucking Utah Jazz.
Right. Hey, how far we have come as the NBA, and God rest his soul with David Stern.
David, shout out to David. Rest in peace, David Stern, man.
He did a lot for the NBA, but I'm not sure how much of this is on him per se. But you look at stuff like this back in the '80s and you laugh at it now.
Yes, because it would not hold up with today's players, man. Like it just, I'm telling you, when I read that, Corey, I immediately went to Google and Googled the airship because I said, damn. Jordan had some yellow and lime green shit popping off back then with the red and black. He was ahead of his time compared to what they're doing today. He was ahead of his time. Corey, I went there and it was basic black and red.
Dog.
I mean, I'm blown away. I'm still blown away by that. I mean, he had like the white ones with the red Nike check. That was basic.
Yeah,
basic. Anyway, man, I also want to read this other news on the other pair of shoes that sold for $615,000 because this had some history too, Corey, that I was not aware of. Maybe you were, but let me read it to my peoples out there, man. It said, before these shoes sold on auction, a different pair of Jordans held the record for most expensive game-worn shoes. Those shoes were worn in 1985 when Jordan broke a backboard with a dunk in a 1985 preseason exhibition in Italy. There was still a piece. Get this. This is the most crazy part because number one, I didn't know Jordan broke a fucking backboard in '85 in Italy. I was mind blown about that.
I didn't either.
But here's the other thing: there was still a piece of glass in one of the shoes when the sneakers were sold for $615,000. Crazy, right? But here's the other thing too that blew my mind. Going back, because I know I'm all over the place, but going back to the airships. Yes, they were game worn, right? We mentioned that. Do you know that he gave them to a ball boy? A ball boy had those airships.
Wow.
He sold them. The ball boy had the airships first, though. That's what was crazy about it. Shout out to all the ball boys that be wiping the sweat off the floors of the NBA, man. You never know. You never know when you're going to get lucky. Play your position, young man.
Man. You know what, Big V? When I first read this story, and I used to be a sneakerhead like back in high school. I'm kind of out of it, so I don't really keep up with it like I used to. I think I might be the only one in the United States of America that was surprised that they only went for 1.47 million. I figured,
you know what, Corey? When I heard that, I thought it was a little
is that
cheap.
not low?
I thought it was a little cheap because I would expect
That's what
10 mil. 10 mil.
I was thinking at minimum 5, and I'm like,
At minimum 5.
And when they said, according to CNN, they said it's a record-breaking $1.47 million at auction.
And I want us to be clear real quick. We're not acting like $1.47 million isn't a lot of money for a pair for a pair of sneakers that somebody worn. Let's put it in perspective. Still a lot of money.
I'm looking at the fact, and I guess this has to do, and we could, with the Tom Brady 600, football going, allegedly can technically go anywhere between 5 to 750, thousand. So maybe it is on par. Maybe my numbers is, I guess the way I'm skewing it is just off. But I'm like, it's only Michael Jordan. And I was like, wow, I'm surprised nobody hasn't paid more than like 1.47 million for a pair of used worn Jordans. Especially with the airships, with them being rare. Like those are rare. You can't, I'm like you. Prior to me, I saw a documentary, it was like, and I wish I could remember. But I saw like a documentary on this like last year that was talking about it, and I was just like, dude, I'm thinking of Air Jordan. Like, what in the world is airships? To me, that even adds on to how much more rare it is than a pair of the black and red Air Jordans that was for whatever reason approved over the airships. To me, the original Jordans with the white, with the red and the black trim, that seems actually more egregious than the airships if we're comparing the two. Absolutely. But what do I know? But I'm real surprised at the 1.47, man. But hey, look, it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for, man. And it'll be interesting how much these guys will go for maybe 10, even 15 years from now. I mean, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you what else is crazy. I'm surprised that the record before now was 615 grand. Honestly.
Yeah, I am. But I'm not the game. I'm not an auctioneer. I don't have a value when it comes to stuff like this. This is where you just, you get it appraised and you go at an auction to see exactly what someone's willing to pay for. So I just knew it was gonna be like, I just knew it was gonna be more than that.
Man,
Hey, but I'm a thousandaire. I don't know nothing about nothing. Okay, let's keep that crystal clear. Okay.
Hey, shout out to the person that bought them. Shout out to the person that made the money. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, keep doing your thing, man. Like keep doing your thing, man. Let's keep it basketball though, man. Going back to our Lakers. Corey.
I want to interrupt you real quick and I'm gonna let you rock. One of the things I love about this podcast is that in some cases it could be so therapeutic. It really just flushes the toilet on any sports that I have going on from the previous weekend. It's almost like it's to start over. But today has been quite traumatizing from a sports standpoint because it's like, it's Wednesday. I kind of got a lot of this stuff out of my system. And it's like we're reliving it all over again, and I'm getting upset all over again. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Cody.
One day, maybe in the future, ESPN cut us that check. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, nah. We too uncut for ESPN. Yo, Showtime, Showtime holler at us. You know what I mean? With Showtime holler at us. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the smoke. You know what I mean?
Oh, fact.
Shout out to all the smoke. You know what I mean? That's what we are like, because we're not gonna dumb down what we say. You know what I mean? I refuse. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Corey, and I mean this, man. I want to be clear. Like, I'm like, yo, you know me, I'm Mr. Independent. Like, I believe in independent everything. If you can do it independent. Don't just do it for the money. Don't do it. Do it because you love creating what you love to create, yo.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Don't do something for a check and have somebody having to tell you what to do now, and now your job isn't fun anymore. No, no.
Yeah.
Like you like if making money, if a check involves us dumbing down our creativity and having to dumb down like our thoughts and what we truly believe in, nah, nah. I never do a deal like that. I don't care if you came with. I don't care if they promise us 2 million a piece. I don't care. Half a million up front. Nah, I'm cool on that. And I know what they can do for our
Yeah.
families. And I know some of y'all like shit. Well, that's why some of y'all not us, and that's fine. That's fine. That's why some of y'all not
Yeah,
us, and
I
that's
mean,
fine.
the thing is like you don't want to lose yourself to get it. It could be, I mean,
No,
you're talking financially, but it can even be like for the single people out there, like that you got that bomb dime piece of a dude or a female, and it's like you put up with a whole bunch of stuff that you normally wouldn't put up with because it's them, but you end up losing yourself in the process. Like ain't nothing worth losing yourself and your
no,
freedom and the comfortability of. So no, you're right on that.
no, man, no. So nah, man. Like I love the fact that we come on here, man, reach people. You know what I'm saying? Talk sports, talk our opinions, man. Like I said, I look forward to it because it is therapeutic. And one day when when Showtime or Sirius XM, you know what I mean, somebody want to come along, you know what I mean, and cut that check, we'll be able to do this about 4 or 5 times a week and react in real time. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that boy. Yeah,
Boy,
and
can
on
you,
serious, we could curse on serious.
man? What?
We don't have to
Listen,
change up anything.
and that's the type of deals we looking for. Come holler at us, man. If we can be ourselves on your pod, you know what I mean. Barstool, what up? You know what I mean. What's up, man?
What up?
You know what I mean. Well, it got to be us though. It got to be us, man. It got to be us. And just speaking on just I can't,
Speaking of us,
oh my god. Speaking of us and the Lakers, man, and just being and I guess being yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. This is this,
horrible. This is horrible, man.
I, I wanted to, I wanted to talk about this particular
Oh
incident
man.
because I don't think a lot of people saw it because I didn't see it until it was brought to my attention. I didn't see
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So the other night during the Lakers game, a courtside fan, I'm guessing by the looks of the video, was heckling Rondo. And I know people say, well, that's part of the game. If you're an NBA player, people yell at all kind of stuff. I get it. I get it. I understand it. I get it. Especially if you're in the Lakers forum. I get it. This particular gentleman was front row, and I guess in that again he was heckling Rondo. Rondo appeared to have had, up to here with the heckling, so to speak. Rondo turned around at the fan and he made hand gestures. If you can, if you're listening to me on the YouTube, sorry, on SoundCloud, he made hand gestures and he formed his hand like it was a pistol and proceeded to pull the trigger on the air pistol at the said fan. During the game, again, during the game. No, it wasn't after the game. No, he didn't run up. No, he didn't run up to him after the game and do this. No, this is mid game during a free throw. And he didn't do it. Let me tell you. I know y'all thinking, oh, he did it on the low. He did it pretty swift. Oh, no, ladies
Nah.
and gentlemen. He made it quite clear that he was pulling the trigger at this man's head and was blowing his face off and the side of his head off with his air pistol during the game. Again, unnecessary things that we need on our backs. But let me tell you, man, I'm coming to the defense of Rondo. Rondo, I understand you, man. I get it. And I feel you. Because I don't know what was said, but I did see the particular gentleman push your hand away. And let me tell you guys something, man. If you ever go to an NBA game or game period, you cannot touch the players. You cannot touch the players. You can say whatever the hell you want to, but you cannot touch the players. This gentleman proceeded to push Rondo's hand away and was then escorted out of the building as he should have been. And I'm glad that he was. Because let me tell you guys something, man. And I think, by the way, I think Rondo might have gotten thrown out the game too. I'm not sure. But I do
No,
know.
I think he stayed. He
He
stayed.
stayed. Okay. Good. I do know that this, man, if you ever get a chance to not only be at an NBA game, but to be courtside, have some etiquette. Have some etiquette. Don't be like the players. Sorry, the people that were in the Madison Square Garden Stadium during the playoff that were spitting on Trae Young. Don't be that guy. Don't be those people. Have some etiquette. You don't touch the players. Say whatever you want to. Be careful though, because these are people too, and that's where y'all get it fucked up at. Like, yo, let me tell y'all something that y'all might not know about the NBA. They have thugs too. They have thugs. Sorry. I know y'all think, oh, these guys are 30 and 40 years. Thugs don't change. I don't know if y'all know that because maybe y'all may not be street savvy, but yo, the older you get, that don't mean that you lose your thug mentality. Sorry. Like it gets activated when it need to get activated. That's what happens. Yeah. So if you front row talking shit to me, I may say some things back. I may even do some things. I may not go to the extent of Rondo and form the air pistol and like I'm shooting at your head. But you got to be careful what you say, and that goes to having some etiquette, especially when you sit in front row. And you think if you sit in front row, you know these things. You think if you can afford a front row ticket in the Lakers Forum, you got some class about yourself. You got a little bit of class, because when I think front row, I think Denzel. I think Jack Nicholson. You know what I mean? I think classy motherfuckers when I think front row. But I could be wrong. You know what I mean, Corey? You've been to the Lakers Forum. I have not. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. But I just want to give some knowledge out there in case you get a chance to be front row at any NBA game. Don't touch the players. Watch what you say. Because there are people too. And you can't, and I don't know if I don't know if y'all forgot, but malice at the palace did happen. Go ahead, Corey.
You know what, Big V? I'm a 40-year-old man. And I think that I'm starting to turn into the get off my lawn guy. This may be a bit nuclear, but I really don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because I don't seen enough examples now to really have a strong opinion about what I'm getting ready to say, Big Vito Corleone. They should do away with courtside seats for the NBA. They should. They should do away with it. Because I'm going to tell you what. The NBA, and when I say this, I really mean the WNBA as well, so I don't want to shortchange that. It's the only professional league where the fans can sit shoulder to shoulder with players. You don't see it in football. They don't let fans come down. They got some end zone seats where it's really close to the end zone, but they're not in that player's workspace is where I'm getting at. You don't see it in hockey. Hell, in hockey, man, they got a big old
they got the glass.
360. You couldn't get to a hockey player if you wanted to. You literally would have to climb over a box to get to the hockey players when they're in their box, Big V. You know, baseball, come on, man. And you look at the incidents of last year of the spitting on Trae Young, which wasn't even by a court seat guy. He was actually about 2 rows up. Right. I would like to amend my statement. Not only should you get rid of courtside, they should maybe push it up about 4 or 5 rows, man. But that's just my opinion. Big V, this is out of hand, man. We talked about this in the pod before. Now let's stick with the Rondo scenario. And my wife and I, we got into a debate, a heated debate about this, or whatnot, because when I first wake up Saturday morning, you know, she loves Twitter. I call it the angry bluebird. And I'm thinking she's about to, you know, it's typically when the Lakers lose, because the games typically come on so late. You know, when I first see in the morning, she's like, yep, heard the Lakers got beat down. I'm like, yeah. Well, Big V, this Saturday, none of that happened. She's like, yo, what's up with your Lakers? I'm like, oh yeah, now we got our asses kicked by Phoenix. Oh, y'all did? No, wait, what you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? Big Vito, we talked about everything except for the damn game. We talked about all the shots, shows, shenanigans that was bestowed upon thee Friday night. And I actually, if I had to grade it, I give it an incomplete. But I actually took the same side that you took based off when we're dealing with scenarios like this. I have to deal with what I know. Now, let's go over what we don't know. We're not 110% sure how it started. We're not 110% sure what was said by the fan first, or if Rondo was just being a prick and said something to the fan first, right? We don't know that. Now, we know of incidents, again, where Trae Young's gets spit on. You had an incident in Utah 2 years ago where your boy Russell Westbrook had a white man tell him to get on his knees while he was on the bench. We know that there was another incident with your boy Russell Westbrook where a fan, after the game, rushed Russell Westbrook. He rushed him like he knew him, just right there. So I'm using all of that as part of me being prejudiced towards this scenario here. And that's what we don't know. But let's deal with what we do know. And I'm actually surprised this isn't getting more traction than what it is. What we do know is that Rondo put his hands up, as Big V would say, in a vat of a pistol towards this guy's face. My wife took the side of, well, he's invading, he being, Rondo when he made that move, like that's his personal space. And while on the face of that, I agree, I'm not necessarily disagreeing. I said, well, let's talk about, I'm super analytical. Let's talk about this personal space for a thing. Who is technically in whose space? Because he ain't on the team. Rajon Rondo is on the team. I'm trying to inbound the ball, or I work behind the sideline as well as on the court. So who is in whose space? And that's debatable. I'm not saying my wife's wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right. But who, if you really want to talk about it, whose space is who, right? Now, I get it. The whole pointing at the finger and all that stuff. Well, let's deal with what we do know. What we do know is that Rondo pointing at him, and we know that the fan smacked his hand. And what I also know is that you're not supposed to touch the players. Now, I canvassed the Bluebird, and I really couldn't find any of where Rondo initiated contact with this man first. I'm not saying it didn't happen. That's why I give the grade of it as being incomplete, Big V. We don't know, right? But what I do know is that per the rules, the minute that you put your hands on an NBA player, you're up out of there. That's it. That's what I know.
I saw the footage. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the footage?
I saw it. Okay. I saw it. I did see it. And I think we're running into an issue where you look at the Russell Westbrook incident where old buddy rushed him on the court. You look at the spitting, whether it's courtside Big V, whether it's even 2 or 3 rows up, it's more than what I'll be able to afford in my lifetime, short of me hitting the lottery. I only dream of having seats that close to any professional NBA. It could be Sacramento playing Cleveland. Okay, I would never be able to pull a daggone courtside short of hitting the lottery. And so the point I'm getting at is that you are 100% right in the fact of you assume that these people, when they have money, that they're going to conduct themselves in a certain way. And that's just not the case. It's not for everybody. And it's kind of like similar when you go out to the club. They don't want you going there in baggy jeans, white tee, and do-rag. They kind of want you, certain clubs want you to get fresh, because they assume if you got a dress code that, hey man, it's gonna keep a lot of the riffraff out. Well, it's not working from a financial standpoint in the NBA, because these guys, you could blame it on alcohol, as Jamie Foxx once told me. You could maybe not blame it on alcohol, and he could just be an attention whore. You could be whatever you want. But whatever it is, these people that pay these monies for these tickets, they feel a sense of entitlement. And we could go down a whole nother rabbit hole, which I'm not going to do, because I already know we over. But what I do know is this. My opinion is that it's an incomplete. This guy You don't touch them. You don't touch no player. No, and again, nobody should not be touching anybody. I want to be crystal clear on both sides. But I'm looking at it like this. Due to the leniency and the generosity of the NBA, you are even lucky to even be able to have these players hear you. You think if I go to a Panthers game sitting in section 500, that daggone Sam Darnold or whoever is going to be playing quarterback Sunday going to hear what I got to say, short of it being on Twitter? No. Hockey? No. Baseball? Maybe, depends on how close you are to but the dugout is technically under, where the fans at. So I kind of don't want to include that. The NBA is so either generous or money hungry or whichever side of the fence you want to fall on, they allow fans not to only you could literally, I could right now, if my money is right, Big V, I could get a seat next to LeBron James at daggone Staples Center. That's crazy, man. That needs to go, and it's going to really take something crazy because, like you said, cats are acting like Malice in the Palace didn't happen. I'll wrap with that.
And I hadn't even really thought about basketball. I like that point, being the only sport where they have the courtside seats. I hadn't even thought about that, but that's a good point. That's a really good point. That's a good point. And again, I'm not saying that Russell should have did that. Rondo should have did the air pistol to him.
Yeah.
But I am a fan of you get what you get. You get what you get.
Yeah.
You get what you get.
And I say this, depending upon maybe what was or wasn't said, that fan might be lucky that that's all he got.
That's
like a toy air gun.
Hey,
he might be lucky he didn't get punched in the mouth.
Hey,
who knows?
Dog. People acting like Rajon Rondo brother don't be lurking around there.
Right.
Right. Do people not remember what happened in the bubble? That's all I'm gonna say, man. That's all I got. That's all. Hey. And you know what's crazy though? Let me tell you something. When I saw that footage, the first person I thought of was Rondo's brother. I said, yo.
Yep.
I said, when he did this,
me too.
I said, he's signaling his brother. That fan should get the fuck out of there. That's a signal to his brother, yo, get this clown right now while I go over and handle my business on the court. And best believe, I'm telling you, man, people don't remember the bubble. They don't remember it, man.
Nah.
Rondo's brother don't play that shit, man. Stop it.
Let me tell you something, man. And this is I'm not a street guy by any sense of the word, but I've been around a ton of street guys. We grew up in Kinston.
You from the K, baby. You from the K. It's not Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. You from the K.
I'm going to tell you like this. The minute that somebody into the SoundCloud cast, I'm throwing up a gun sign. When somebody start doing that, even with their hand or not, wherever you are, you don't need to be there unless you're ready to go there. I'll leave it at that.
Message. You know what, Corey? I'm gonna get you a drop that for message because let me tell you something. You dropped some last podcast. You dropped in the podcast before that. You dropped some message on these guys. You know what I mean? You dropped the message about your personal email. I need a message drop. I'm going to get a message drop strictly for you. I got the gunshots coming next week. I'm going to get a message drop strictly for you because, boy, that is a message. If you see somebody putting up the air pistol sign to you or anybody that's close to you or in the vicinity of you, it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. Message.
I got a quick story for rappers real quick. Me and my homeboy, we was at a club in Kinston. I don't even name him. And it was his engagement party. We all went out there.
Shout out to Jay's place.
Yes, it actually wasn't Jay's. It was another one, but okay. But anyway, it was real tight. The club is probably no bigger than my house, right? And all I know is that me and my homeboy was straight. But all I know is that somebody had gotten into it with somebody. And all I heard was like, yo, the club was over with. Everybody walking to their car. It was like, yo, I'm about to pop my trunk. And my homeboy was like, nah, man, he ain't gonna do nothing, man. I'm like, and he was driving. And again, he wasn't involved. Like, me and my homeboy directly wasn't involved or whatnot. But he was basically like, yo, I'm gonna pop the trunk of whoever out here is gonna be whoever's out here. He's like, man, he ain't gonna do nothing, man. He ain't gonna do nothing. And I'm like, yo, let's get up out of here. Man, nah, he ain't gonna do nothing, man. Let's sit around and watch. Excuse me? I said, dog, let's get the out of here. And he finally left. I heard some gunshots. For all I know, it may have been in the air. But you know, you got some cats like my homeboy who I love. Was like, well, let's see what he's gonna do. I'm the type. I'm taking what you say at face value, and I'm up out of there.
Oh, was he from Kinston?
Yeah, you were just being crazy. You just being crazy.
Hey,
that's my guy, but he was just being crazy.
Oh man, I'm
He
glad.
was taking the sweet old time, taking that car. I was like, dude, let's go. No, we go now. We leave now.
Now, if anybody from Kinston ever said they're going to the trunk, yo, I'm out of there. That's it. That's all I need to know. That's it, man. I want to thank everybody, man, for tuning in to this episode of the Zone Sports Podcast. You know what I mean? What we're doing on the YouTube, Instagram, you know what I mean? SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you see us at, man, we appreciate it, man. Like, just keep the support coming every week. You know what I mean? We bringing y'all our opinions mixed with some facts. You know what I mean? While we talk this sports talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Corey, you know, I appreciate you, man, each and every week, my guy, you know what I mean?
Likewise, my brother, likewise, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to call up Dwight, tell him that I keep his guards up. I'm riding with him. I'm riding with Dwight, man. I'll keep your guards up, big homie, man. We got you, man. We know you're a better man now, man. And, you know, we riding. I'm going to hit him up right after the game.
When you do that, tell him I love him, but he's not top 75.
I'm gonna put you on three-way since you don't hate him. I thought you hated him. So since you don't hate him, we're gonna do a three-way right after this, and we just gonna air everything out.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell him why he top 100. You know what I mean? Not top 75. I tell him that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Yo, man, we're gonna keep y'all tapped in. You know what I mean? Corey, you stay safe out here. Stay COVID and sucker free as much as possible, my guy.
Dog. Yes, sir.
You know what it is. I'm be hitting you up throughout the week, talking this Laker mess and all this NFL mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, I can't listen. I'm already looking for next week. I already got some topics I can't wait to get into because listen, man, I want to let the people know, like, I'm bringing in, like, yo, not only me but Corey. We gonna be sports, but I know my peoples out there, they enjoy when we get into other topics like the MJ sneaker stuff, the little tidbit that people not covering. They want us to go under the dirt a little bit more, Corey. Yeah. So that's why I had to go under the dirt, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we come from that route where we was doing that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting back to getting under the dirt, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think a lot of people know about the sneaker thing. The Rajon Rondo thing, we going there with it. We gonna cover some surface stuff.
That's why sports is good, because sports is really just a microcosm of life.
Absolutely,
it's the same difference. So it opens up the avenue for a lot of that stuff.
I love it. So we going there, man. So I'm already geared up for next week. You know what I mean? But we gonna hold that to next week, my guy. Everybody listening, be safe out there. Corey, I'm gonna holler at you, my G, my guy,
my brother.
Peace, bro.